Diana with stampingwithdie.com, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. If you are new, make sure you say hi and let me know where you're watching from. And if somebody sent you here, let me know who did, or where you heard about me, because then it makes me go, okay, well, I need to, if you heard from me from Instagram, I need to post more on Instagram, or if you heard from me from a friend, I need to thank them. So I'm glad you're here no matter how you found me. And I'm going to make sure I'm in the right spot. Good. I can see me. And we are going to do jar. I told you Wednesday when we did the cute little Halloween jar. If you weren't here, hopefully you can watch Wednesday's video and you can see how cute and how easy this little jar is. So it's got so much going on, and even a little spider in there. So I told you I would do a Christmas one today. So that's what we're gonna do. So let me turn my phone around and we will get started. I don't want to make this be too long. Wednesday, we had a storm come through and it knocked my Wi-Fi out for the last 2 minutes, so it allowed me to reconnect. So it was always good, but still it gets a little frustrating. All right, today is the last day to register for the virtual fall social with me if you are in the United States. Marcy, she's in Canada, so you can register in Canada as well. She has hers ends tomorrow. So if you miss today, you still have tomorrow. So make sure you register for that. It is going to be so much fun. It is September the 25th, and it's virtual. It is through Zoom. And even if you can't attend, if you're busy that day, don't worry about that. You're going to get the video link and you'll be able to do your projects at your leisure. So don't worry about that. So we definitely want you to register. So do that today with me or Marcy by tomorrow. This is also the hostess code for August. So if you are placing an order with me and it's under 150 before tax and shipping, please make sure you use my hostess code. And you actually, if you order 75 before tax and shipping, you earn this month's Country Incentive, which is the bumblebee trinkets. And my mom said, hey, you said butterfly on Wednesday. And I probably did because I was so flustered with the storm. But it's the bumblebee trinkets. So you'll get a pack of those when I send you your August thank you card in September. Don't forget celebrations going on right now. So if you place an order of 50, you're actually getting celebration stuff. So don't miss out on that. If you have any more questions in regards to that, just shoot me a message. You can ask me in here. You can email me. I would love to explain it to you. All right, so let's get started. All right, of course, we're using the little jam jar, just like we did on Wednesday. Here are the things I'm going to be using today. And just like Wednesday, I have a stack. So I'm using the Festive Finishes. Hey, Rhonda, let's hope we don't have any more weather, right? All right, so Festive Finishes, and I'm actually using this die right here, this like a pine branch. So that's what I'm using from there. Then I'm also using the Christmas pine cone dies, and there's little tiny, it's hard to see because there's so many dies in this die, but they're right here. There's actually, you get like a solid and then like a decorative part of it. So I'm using that as well. I'm also using the hydrangea die because it has this cute little tag, and it is the perfect size, and it's just so small and so perfect. I'm also using the layering circles and the penguin place because it had a couple cute Christmas sayings that were a nice size. So I'm going to be using the Be Cool, Be Chill, Be Merry, and the Season's Greetings. Let's see, I'm also using the foam adhesive sheets, just like I used them on Wednesday. I'm also going to be using, let's see, what is this called? Because it is so cool. The metallic mesh ribbon. Yes, I love the rain too, Rhonda, but that wind, no thank you. No, thank you, at all. All right, we're also going to be using this ribbon. And I kept calling it ruched, but I don't think it is called ruched. It's just called a mini ruffled. So we're going to use that as well. We're going to use a real red ink pad. I'm like looking around. I'm sure I forgot something. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm also going to be using the Peaceful Place 12 by 12. Now, this is DSP that's in the mini catalog. And it is amazing. There's that real red mini ruffle ribbon. And I'm also going to be using the Subtle Shimmer Sequins. So those are cool too. So I'm like looking around going, did I use anything else off that page? I don't think so. But like I said, I probably have forgotten something, and I will just bring it to your attention when I get started. All right, let me get my, whatchamacallit, my, I can't even think. My silicone pad. Let's see. I love my silicone pad. So see, these are all drops of hot glue because we're also using a hot glue gun. So I have it off to the side, and as it drips on my silicone, and then you just peel it off. It's super, super cool. All right, so we're going to use that. So let me get my little pieces out of my bucket. All right, so here is that DSP. And these cabins are so cool. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to put my background today as the cabins. And I want to add a little bit of color. It's just going to be in the background, but I still wanted to add a little bit of color. So I'm going to put a little bit of pool party on this roof and just around there. Because I don't want to color it too much because it's just going to be subtle. And then this is the light. Oops, hang on. I want the light crumb. That was the dark. Here's my light. And then I want to do some light crumb just so the cabin has a little bit of color. This paper is so cool. Let's see. I'm just adding a little bit. I mean, it is so subtle, but I just want to put a little bit of color. All right. And then I also want to put a little bit of snow. So I'm just using my Wink of Stella, and I am just going to, on top of the houses, I'm just putting some snow. Just so there's going to be a little bit of sparkle on the houses there. So quick. Right? I mean, hardly any color at all, but it just gives a little bit of tone to it for our jar. And just like the one we did on Wednesday, this is going to go upside down because we're going to make a little scene inside our jar. And that's just going to fit up into our jar just like that. All right, just like Wednesday. So if you did not see, so I will apologize. Just, hey, Jeannie, if you didn't see Wednesday's video, please watch that so that, because I didn't want to do everything like step by step because I'd already done it, because I want to keep this one not too long. But just like I did on Wednesday, I used those adhesive foam, and I've only done like one layer. I stacked 2 on Wednesday. I'm only stacking 1 today. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue in my lid, and then I'm dropping that in, making sure I'm leaving an edge around so that when I put the jar in there, the jar is able to go down into the side. And this is what my stuff is actually going to get glued onto. So what's a little bit different today is I'm using, let's see, Target dollar spot stuff. I'm using some Amazon stuff. I'm like looking around my desk. I've used some dollar store stuff, Hobby Lobby. So there's just a kind of like this whole array of stuff that I have. And I'm also using cotton balls. All right, so these little trees I got, I don't know how long ago, but I got them, and I'm just spinning off the bottom. See, it's got this wood, so I want to get that wood off of there because it makes it too tall. So I'm basically pulling that piece of wood off, and then I want to bend my tree. So I'm just bending it on my desk, this poor desk. All right, so see what I did? Let me come in so you can actually see. So what I did was I pulled the wooden base. Hey, Stephanie, I pulled the wooden base off the tree. And you're just going to have to kind of, because this is like a little bottle brush, I guess, tree. And now, so this is what was stuck in the wood. So I just bent it because I want my tree to be a little like lower, like not so tall. And then we're just going to hot glue to this piece of white. And then I also have these cute little reindeer. So these are just little plastic reindeer. I got these off of Amazon. Like I don't know how long ago it was. I did for a fall social. These were like a little make and take. Now they didn't have all these things in it. I just stuck that in it. But this was on the lid. So it was just like the little scenery on the lid. So that's basically what gave me the idea for the Christmas one. So I'm just going to take my hot glue, put a big old glob there for the tree. So we're going to glue our tree right there and hold it just a second. And we're going to put our reindeer in front. So it just takes a minute while that glues. And then I'm going to glue my reindeer. So I'm putting a little bit of glue on her feet. So then she's got a little bit of glue on her feet. So we're just going to give it a second to dry because I don't want to move them right while they're drying. Hey, Jackie. I barely got started, so you haven't missed a whole lot. All right, so we've got our tree and our little reindeer. They're glued inside our lid. Okay, so then I want to get, so this is my cotton, just ordinary cotton. And I'm just going to kind of peel it so that it kind of goes in like, strips of it or whatever, like lines of cotton, because I want to wind this around my tree and my deer. And I'm not going to use all of this. I'm just getting some pieces ready. So then we're just going to take some hot glue and put in there. And then I'm just going to lay this cotton in there. Like that. If it gets on the lid, just pick it off. All right. So we're just sticking that in there. And then a little bit there. Now I'm using hot glue because it holds better. And I'm able to stick it in there, be a little bit more, like, you could probably use glue dots, but I just want it to make sure it's not going to go anywhere, like when it's all the way done. All right, so we've got to put a little bit more here. And just poke it in there with your hand, with your pick tool. Easy peasy. All right, so we've got our snow, which is our cotton, in the bottom of our lid. And now we can start decorating our tree. This is the fun part. All right, so that's plenty enough with the cotton. I'm just going to pick this bit of glue off right here that I got on the edge. There we go. All right, we're done with our cotton. All right, so I'm just like looking. So you just kind of look around. So look at it, how cute it's looking already. Now, if you want the deer to be colored, like if you want to make a Rudolph, so this is what I did earlier. And this was just simply using my dark soft suede, and I just colored this little deer, and I put a little red rhinestone on his nose, and now I made a Rudolph. So if you want to make this be like a Rudolph in there, that's how you're going to do that. But I just kept him, just the regular white color so that I didn't stray too much from the one that I did earlier. All right, so now we're going to decorate our tree. And we have, so see, I didn't have these mentioned. All right, so these are the fun shaker shapes. And I want the stars. So I'm just pulling out the little yellow stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. So the little yellow stars. I'm also going to use, these are the red rhinestone basic jewels. So I have this so I can remember what it's called, but I have a package open because I always have those open. This is where I'm going to use this really cool ribbon. So I'm just going to cut a piece that is kind of long-ish. So let me show you. So I'm going to cut it off camera, and then I'll show you. So this will depend on, of course, the size of your tree, because the trees were different sizes. I think there was 3 different sizes. All right, so what I did was I just cut myself, a piece about yay long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around the tree. So it kind of looks like tinsel. So I'm just going to start on the bottom. And what's cool is this is like a little bottle brush. So the little bottle brush fingers, or whatever you would call them, they kind of hold that ribbon. So I'm just wrapping it around. And this just gives that tree kind of some silver, like tinsel. So I'm just wrapping. And then I'll just cut off that piece I didn't use. And then I just take my poker tool. And if you find that it's not catching, you could definitely just put some hot glue on there. But I find if I kind of squeeze it into the tree, those bristles will grab it. So see, now your tree has got that pretty silver tinsel around it. Okay, so now we can put our decorations on. I'm looking for my glue dots. I swear, every video I'm looking for glue dots. All right, so I'm just gonna start putting my stars on my glue dots. So isn't this cool? This would be so fun to make a bunch of these. And you could just, they're cute little gifts. All right, get on there, star. And you can make it be as personalized as you want, right? Whatever you have in your cupboard to decorate your little tree. All right, so then all I do is pick it off, and then I'm just coming over to the tree, and I'm just sticking them on there. So now we're putting little stars. Let me rip that off of there. So now we're just putting our little stars on our tree. And they kind of stick to that ribbon as well. Oop, that one didn't stick. I didn't have it on the glue dot. Hang on a minute. There we go. Okay. And then our little rhinestones. And these already have the back on them, like the sticky back. So they stick pretty easy. And I just use the red ones just because I find that they show a little bit more. And I have tons of them. So I was just trying to use what I had on hand. Okay, one more. Let's look on the front. Because the back, that paper will be there, right? All right, so there you have that. So then just kind of look around. You'll go, oh, if you need to add another one or not. But that looks pretty good. Then these stars, these are stars that we don't have anymore. I don't know if they're in the clearance rack. The clearance rack is an amazing place to check out all the time, because I don't know if Stampin' Up! Goes through their cupboards and go, oh my gosh, look, we found a box of blah, blah, blah. So anyways, so you may find these on clearance rack someday. I don't even know. But anyways, so these are just the star designer elements. And like my trinkets, I usually hang on to my embellishments. And these were ones that I did hang on to. So these also have a sticky back to them. But I'm going to, just because I'm putting it towards the top of the tree so you can see how cute the tree is, I'm going to put just a little bit of hot glue. Oop, that might have been a little bit more than I needed, but let me grab some of it. So then our little star on our tree, is it stuck to my fingers? I have like strings. I kept thinking was going through cobwebs, but it's all the strings from the hot glue everywhere. All right. So it's like Halloween in here with all the strings. Okay, so look how cute. So now you've got your cute little tree is decorated. You've got a little star on the tree. All right, so I'm looking at my one that I always look at, right, off camera. So I make sure I don't forget anything. Because once I seal this puppy, it is sealed. Okay, so now we have our cute little scene. But what I want to do is I want to test it before I glue it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it upside down. And I'm just going to make sure nothing is going to fall, right? And then I'm just going to lay this in there just to make sure everything looks good. So see how that's going to look in there? Super cute. All right, so it looks good. Oop, don't be stuck. It was hanging up on something. All right. So then I just want to make sure my cabins are in the right spot. Now this is where you're going to use some of the subtle shimmer sequins. So we're going to drop some of those in there. Let's see. That looks good. I also have a baggie. Look at my baggie. I can't even lift it up. Like, look at my baggie. This is my baggie of snow. I live in Arizona, so that's about as close to snow as I'm gonna get. So I have this little baggie of snow. So some of these are like dollar store snows, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, whatever. So I'm just going to grab a tiny little pinch. So pinch of that snow. And a pinch of this snow. And again, I'm going to test it. I just want to see what it caught on, because I don't want it to catch. So before I glue it, I'm sticking that in there. And I'm going to test it. Because I don't want it to be a snowstorm. I want there to be some storm in there, but I don't want you not to be able to see, right? So I could probably put a little bit more snow in there. And see if any is stuck to that. All right, so that's probably good. Maybe some of this other stuff. I don't even know what this is. It's like, almost like glass. It's called Twinkle Flakes. So it's a little different than the snowflakes. All right, so that looks good. Looks good. All right, so now we're going to put that in there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of the glue, just a tiny little bit. I'm just going to barely put any on my edge because I don't want to get too much. Don't want too much. And then put that so you can see the cabin. Then we hurriedly get our little, whatchamacallit, tree in our deer, and I just kind of push. So I just kind of push and let that, set up. And I have my hot glue gun set to hot. So just remember that this is a plastic and this is probably aluminum, So if you have, just watch your heat. Like you might not want the metal. Hey, Sylvia, the metal to be touching, in case you make a hole or whatever. So just be careful. All right. So then we go, and look how cute. So now we have our little scene, and it should be, see, it's pretty. Like, I'm not going to twist it. I just am like, that's good. It looks good to me. All right, so now we're going to decorate the outside, and that's where we have this cute ribbon. So this is that, what did I call it? Oh my gosh, Diana. Mini ruffled ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack it doubly. So I want it to be like here, I want like 2 layers of it. So I'm going to take my glue gun, and I might as well bring this glue gun closer to me now. So I'm going to put a little glue. So I want 2 layers of this ribbon. So I'm going to start this one so that it goes along the bottom of the jar. And since this ribbon, you can't see through it like you could the black ribbon I used on the Halloween one, I am putting more glue than I did with the black ribbon. Because remember, the black ribbon was like a see-through ribbon? So this ribbon you can't see through. So I'm just going around. And you could probably use glue dots, but like I said, I don't want it coming apart. If you were to send this to somebody, you might want it to withstand, heat or whatever. So I'm just thinking that the glue gun might be a little stronger in that regards. All right. So this goes around to there. So there we've got 1 layer of that cute mini ruffled ribbon. And I'm starting at the center because I'm going to cover that so that you won't see the split. Where if I put it in the back, even though the back, has this pretty gray and all that kind of stuff going on, I still don't want a seam back there. So I put on the front. All right. And then I just pull back and trim that. So I just want to trim it till it gets almost to where the 2 meet. All right, then we're going to put a second layer. So it makes it look even rufflier because you have a whole other layer of ruffles. So again, start with your glue. And we're just going to wrap it over top of that one. So see how now you've got 2 layers of ruffles. So basically, just like I did the bottom. And more glue strings. Remember years ago, I worked for an accountant, and his wife, she did all sorts of craft things. And she would have a hot plate beside her. And she would throw the glue dots in the, there was like a pie pan on this hot plate. And then the glue would melt, in like to a pool. And she would just stick things in it. Like she would make, wreaths and whatever. And she would just basically, take the end of whatever she was gluing, and she would just put it into that glue pile or that glue molded, what I can't even think of the word, but she didn't have to mess with the gun, and it was like brilliant. All right. Now, I'm not saying I could do that with this instance, but it sure was handy to watch her make stuff. Not having to put the glue gun down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up. So anyways, she always made cool stuff. All right, and then the last little bit. There we go. And then I'll trim just like I did once that dries. This is a cute stocking stuffer. Because look how adorable it is. Oh, so it looks cute, you know. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you the other one I did where I didn't put paper. So it's decorated different because you're able to decorate both ends because the paper isn't hiding the light. So make sure you wait, and I'll show that at the end. All right. Yay! Okay, so now let's do some stamping, right? So we have a little strip. This is like 2 dits wide. And I'm going to use the Real Red ink pad with the greeting, be chill, what is it? Be cool, be chill, be merry with Real Red. And this was a perfect size for the jar. It was just like so perfect. All right, I also have this tiny little tag that I mentioned from Hydrangea. And we're going to put Season's Greetings on that. And these 2 greetings came from the Penguin Place stamp set. So we've got Season's Greetings. All right. Let me close my pad. So then I also have so this is some of the DSP that is from the celebration that you can earn. It has snowflakes on the one side, and then it's just plaid on the other side. So I kind of like the snowflakes, although you won't really see it much once I get decorated it. All right, and then I have, so these are the little greenery that I talked about from the dies. And then the pine cone. So see, you have a solid pine cone, and then you have a pine cone that has the holes. So it gives you that, you know, the pine cone look. Now, I chose to do 2 different colors. So I did soft suede and crumb, but you could definitely just do the same color, but I wanted to see, you know, the other color in the background. All right. So let's put some green tip glue and just glue these together. We're getting the green tip glue going. Off to the side, I have a garbage pail, and I just squeeze the living you-know-what out of the green tip glue to get it started. So, which is good, unless you drop something in the garbage and have to reach in there and you get a handful of green tip glue, then it's not so good. All right, so that's got those 2 pieces together. So let me let that dry just a tad. I do want to trim these. These are a little bit too long for the jar. So I'm just going to trim them down. So remember I said that when you put that DSP in there, you can't really cover the top fully because then no light's going to get in there. And you kind of want to be able to see it. So, but I don't like this. So I'm just going to cover that top up with these cute little pieces. I do want to add a little bit of snow. So this is just my handy dandy white gel pen. So I'm just going to take my gel pen. Now everybody gets a gel pen who's registered for Fall Social. So if you haven't registered, you still have till today. All right, so I'm just adding a little bit of gel pen here and there, so it makes it look like my pine cone has some snow on it. And I'm going to do the same thing to my pine needles. This one too. There's nothing you can't do with this without a gel pen. You need a gel pen. All right. Now you probably could do the same thing with the craft pad like I did with the sheep. Oh my gosh, that was so cute. So I'm sure I could do the same thing with the craft and a blender pen. All right. Then I'm using this old punch for my fishtails. Most of the time I don't keep retired stuff, but there's certain things I do keep, and that punch is definitely one that I did not get rid of. All right, so this is our cute little circle, and we're just going to put our decor on top of our circle. So we've got our little pine cone or pine needles. And then we have our pine cone. Now the pine cone, I'm going to put on with a glue dot. Like that. And then our little season's greetings, I'm going to take a little bit of white baker's twine. This always is sitting on my desk. And we're just going to make a little tag. So I'm just sticking this through here and pulling these two through like that, and then we'll make a knot. And this is, I cut way too much, but I'm just trying to go fast. All right, so now we've got that cute little tag, and trim that off. And that's going to go in there. But I'm going to wait till I get it glued. No, I'm not. I'm going to stick it on there. What the heck. All right, I'm going to use hot glue. Just so it's good and stuck there. So it's going to go there. So we've got our cute little season's greetings. A little bit of our branches showing. Our little, what is that? Pine cone. That's one thing that's cool about hot glue. You can fiddle fart around with it just a little bit before it sets up. All right. So then we've got our be cool, be chill. So we're just going to soften it because I want it to wrap around that jar. So we're just softening it. I'm just wrapping it around a blender pen just to break the fibers of that DSP so that I'm able to make it kind of more like a banner that has some movement to it. All right, and then I'm going to put some glue dots on the back. And we're just going to stick this on the front of our jar, right on top of our ribbon. So who would you give this to? Would you like give it to somebody at work? I might give one to the mailman. Usually if I have extra things that are like 3D, they're, I have some left or whatever, my mailman, you know, I'm always like, here, give this to your wife. So she probably is like, what are you bringing home today? Okay, so now I have, this is going to go on the front. So I'm just putting my Be Chill in the center. And Be Cool. So we've got Be Cool, Be Merry. And I'm just bringing that so it just comes around a little bit. And if we need to add more glue dots, I totally can on this side. And then we're going to put this on the top here. I'm going to put a big old blob of hot glue. Again, remember, it's plastic. And that's just going to sit there. And I'll just let it sit there and let it dry. All right, so let me show you the other one that I was talking about. All right, so there's this one. So isn't that so cute? So you've got your cute little deer with your tree in there. And I've got hot glue strings that I'll have to clear up. But it's so cute. You could see the little cabin back there. And then you've got Season's Greetings on the top. So here's the one I was looking at. So these look pretty similar. These ones I have the DSP. You could see the fox. So there's a fox back there. So this would be perfect for my mom. My maiden name is Fox. And it has the two cabins. So they look, you know, just a tad bit different. But here's the one I did without the paper. So this one doesn't have the paper. So you can see it all the way around. So then I was able to decorate the top fully. So I used the same branches, but I put 3 branches. I put 2 pine cones, the same little greeting. But then I had room to tie a bow. This is an old button that we had forever ago. So because this, you know what I mean? How about the lighting? You know, because this one you can see through. So you can totally cover the lid. So if you're not putting that paper in there, then you can make the lid have more stuff on it, right? So that makes sense, doesn't it? Just because you do need to be able to see. But there's the 3 of them. They're just so fun. They are just so fun. So anyways. And then you can decide. And this one uses the smaller deer. So, but. So anyways. But you said, yes, I want to see the Christmas ones. So there you have it. I have, look at this. This is my jar of trees. I have a jar of trees. I don't have as many deer, but I put everything in jars. Look at the buttons. Remember we had these like forever ago, so that's those buttons. I think there was like blue, red, and white, and I just went cuckoo. I still have, I think the other ones too, just because they're so cool. But here's that one I was showing with the camera. So here's a different style. This isn't the jar from Stampin' Up. This is before we had the jars. And then I just decorated the top. So, because this jar it's squattier. So you couldn't do the scene. So that's why I love these ones, because they're just so perfect. They have the perfect little height so that you can, you know, do stuff like that. So here's now you've got a Halloween and a Christmas one. So that should keep you busy for a while. And hopefully, what did I get? Oh, the trees. The trees I got a couple of years ago in the dollar spot at Target. And then the deer I just got on Amazon. So I don't know, you could maybe find the deer on Amazon. Or I mean the trees too. They're just like little bottle brush, I believe they're called, Christmas trees. And they've got like some snow on them and everything. But they're just tiny little things. So, but that's where I got them. Let's see, any other questions? Thank you, Sylvia. So if I forgot to say anything, or if I missed your comment, I'm like looking over here, and then so you can see my horrible, like, what is this, profile? I have a big nose. But if I miss anything, make sure you either email me or you add it down into the comments below, because then those come to me. They send them to me in email so that I can respond to them. Because hopefully I mentioned everything. All right, so have a great weekend, everyone. I will see you Monday for my Mimeograph Monday. Same time, same channel. That's 3 o'clock Arizona time. And if there's anything you want me to show, always let me know. Always let me know. And I love when you share my videos. I love when you give me the thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Because then click that bell, because then it will tell you. Because I try to make sure I let you know when I'm going to be on. But, you know, sometimes if I get something exciting or a bug up my butt and I have to share something like right away, I just start, so this way you don't miss out. So, all right, I'll stop jibber jabbing. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for visiting with me this week, and we will see you Monday. All right, bye for now.